Okay, time to see Color Out of Space. I am expecting an amazing performance by Nick Cage. Like, the man never disappoints. I'm a big Nick Cage fan, as most of you guys already know. He is one of my favorite actors, perhaps maybe my all-time favorite actor of all time. I mean, just remember the snakeskin jacket.
Hey, my snakeskin jacket! Thanks, baby! Did I ever tell you that this here jacket represents a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom?
Like, I quote that on a regular basis. Guys, this is my colorful William and David jacket. Did I ever tell you that this jacket represents my individuality and my belief in personal freedom? I think I actually did. Well, but somehow I fear, since everybody's comparing this movie to Mandy, it'll be a bit too Mandy-esque, and I didn't like Mandy. Mandy was a little too wannabe art housey for me. But still, it's a Lovecraft story, so my hopes are high that the script's gonna be good, and that could, like, save all the fucked up art house shit. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna check Color Out of Space out now. Let's start the review.
Are you looking at my legs?
You're doing Nathan!
It's no big deal.
You know, sometimes I stand here at this balcony smoking cigarettes in my bathrobe, in deep thought, wondering if anybody ever took a long amount of time to look at Nicolas Cage's legs.
I did.
So I just saw Color Out of Space, and that was absolutely bonkers. I loved it. Well, love is a little too much, but I really, really enjoyed this one. So this is a movie that is based on a story by H.P. Lovecraft. And as the director, we have Richard Stanley, who is also responsible for The Theatre Bizarre, which is a very nice anthology film. This movie stars my favorite actor, personally, Nicolas Cage. And he is living on this farm with his family, with a happy wife, 2 teenage kids, and a little baby boy. And they're living the happy farmhouse life. And it's weird seeing Nicolas Cage in this role, because this is like a very wholesome role for for a person like Nick Cage. You know, it's kind of fucked up seeing him take on this very wholesome, almost like Little House on the Prairie type of character. Let me give us more light in here. There's too much shadow. And this all starts out very normal, like they are living this peaceful, civilized life, until all of a sudden a fucking meteor lands on their front lawn, and weird things start to happen to the whole entire surroundings. Bit by bit, people start losing their minds, things start changing, but I don't want to go into any detail because you just gotta see that for yourself. The amount of crazy this movie gets is just completely nuts. It's insane, even for Nicolas Cage standards. Like, where this movie goes, it's fucking crazy. And I find the writing absolutely amazing in this one. The dialogue works really, really well. You're kind of buying the whole entire situation properly. These characters are all very well written out. They feel very fleshed out. They feel very relatable. What I also really enjoyed about this movie is the cinematography, the use of color, the way the lighting is set up in here. It's just really beautiful eye candy for this film. And
I don't know what I believe anymore.
I would love to see more movies like based on H.P. Lovecraft's work in this style. It really feels really great. I was expecting another Mandy to happen, but no, the story is very coherent. It makes a lot of sense. Nothing feels like it's just there for shock value or anything else. And the amount of crazy this movie gets is just completely nuts. And let's talk about what I didn't like. Well, the thing is, the performances. Nicolas Cage literally acts circles around the cast. Like, he acts fucking circles. And, sometimes like Nicolas Cage really overacts, but in this one, he is just a really good actor. And he's like really making everybody else look not as impressive as he himself is. Except for Madeline Arthur, who plays the teenage daughter. She does an amazing job, but she's the only one who can hold up with Nicolas Cage. But like, Nicolas Cage's performance really shoots it out of the park. And even though the other performances aren't that bad, they just kind of lack the same spirit, because Nicolas Cage really, really delivers badly in this one. What else I didn't like was some use of the CGI. Some of the CGI looked just a little bit too cheap at parts, not always, but in some scenes you just notice, this is a bit too fake looking. But otherwise, it was actually really, like, since you have this great lighting, and the cinematography generally looks great, and then the CGI sort of like bites you in the eyes. And the ending, I felt, was maybe a little cramped, maybe a little too much. Maybe like give it a little bit more time. Be careful with your crazy, because that was just almost too crazy. Like, all at once, there's just too many things that happen in the end. And you really have to piece things together because it's happening so fucking fast. But otherwise, this is a great film. Not like the best of the year or anything. This is no Invisible Man. But it is really good and really entertaining. It's definitely a movie I would recommend you watch at home. I will give this a very strong 6 out of 10. Yeah, check it out.
Everything's gonna be A-okay.
Now to look at our little chart again. Yeah, Color Out of Space made it up pretty high. It's in our top 5, that's for sure, and it'll probably stay there for a while. I decided to give The Invisible Man the benefit of the doubt and let him get that 9. Let The Invisible Man have that 9 and proudly stand for best movie of the year so far, because it really deserved it. Like, now in hindsight, yeah, The Invisible Man is a 9. A weak 9, but still a 9.